Welcome to the next episode of Brute Stories. In this episode, I had a conversation with Nisarg Thakkar about pressure of being in your 20s. Tune into this podcast and let us know what do you think about it.
I'm fine. It's good to spend a Saturday morning doing this lovely thing. So I'm really grateful I'm really grateful that you invited me.
It's been my honor, and I know that all the conversations that we had offline, I just wanted a platform that we can take it online and let the other people also listen what we talk about.
Definitely.
Cool. Yes. So I'll start. I'll start with the first question. If you had 30 seconds to introduce yourself to the world, what would you say?
30 seconds. So I'll definitely introduce me by my name first. My name is Nisarg, and right now I'm working in a digital marketing agency. I kind of do everything and anything that I can. I take up things which, help me learn and grow. So I am passionate about doing things rather than, doing things that fit me, like what I really like and all. I like to step out of my comfort zone and try things out. So That's me. I love reading as well. I read books and I also like going on cycle rides,
Yeah. So we had been on a cycle ride recently, and if you would like to see some pictures, you can see any of our Instagram pages. And it's great. It's great to cycle with you. So you mentioned about getting out of your comfort zone. So what is a comfort zone? And why do people stay in the comfort zone, and why are people reluctant to move out of the comfort zone?
Actually, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like a comfort zone provides you, an environment, a fostered environment, like where you can figure things out, right? Because you know it. And when you step out of it, it gets really difficult. You'll have to struggle for a bit. Maybe things won't turn out to be as you want it to be, and it just gets really frustrating. And then there is an added there is an added pressure of losing time. So a lot of people are like, right now if I do this and if I fail at it, I'm losing 2 years of my time. Whereas if I do something which I'm really good at and I keep doing that, I'll make something out of it in the 2 years and not waste it. But I think what everyone, including me at first, thought, learning or failing is a waste of time. I mean, rather than getting the experience out of it, people think, oh shit, yaar, maine 2 saal ye karke waste kar diya. Rather, I would have done something else. No, but you got to learn something out of it, right? So that's one positive thing I think you should take out of it and go on. That is what I believe in. So that is what comfort space means to me and what it is.
Right. Awesome. So you talked about losing out of time, and like we both are in our 20s, and usually like students or basically people in our 20s basically find that when you lose time, you are left behind and you won't be trying, you won't be successful in future. Could you put some light on what does losing time means, and how our generation basically feels that we are not doing anything and what we can do for it?
Yeah. So first of all, Adhi, I would like to say that please mention that we are in our early 20s because I might look old because of the hair and everything, but it's early 20s and not 20s.
Right.
So that's it. And about time, I feel right now 20 to 30, 35, 20 to 30, I must say, or 20 to max 28, 20. It's an age, where you like people around you tell you that you make or break your career in your 20s and you should make sound decisions, think about everything and then maybe go ahead with one thing and, really excel at it. Nobody talks about trying out things. It's always about excelling at things. So I'll tell you, right after I graduated from college, I started working. I So I had this thing in me. I wanted to I wanted to know what marketing is. I wanted to know how ads were made. I wanted to know how the digital ecosystem works.
Mhm.
So rather than going for an MBA or a degree right after my college, I thought I want to know what do these people do. I mean, I just don't want to jump into an MBA, then get out of it and work in a job which I don't think I'll sustain. So
Mhm.
rather, I took up a job. I started working. So far, it's been great. I'm learning new things every day, and it's nice. But it's with every one of us. Like when you get out of college, there is a set of people who go for their online for their MBAs, whether in India or not in India. Then some people join their family businesses. Some people do jobs. Some people explore what they've never done before. Like some people try things out. Like maybe they
Right.
open a cake business, or they start with their own clothing line or an accessories line or a digital marketing business of their own.
Mhm.
So what we tend to do is we start comparing ourselves. Like I, for a fact that I know in at the earlier stage when I graduated out of college, for 1 year I was constantly comparing myself, that oh my god, this one has done this, oh my god, he's already 1 year down his MBA and I'm still at a job which I don't know will be fruitful for me or not. But
Mhm.
it's okay. Maybe he's learning something in a college, I'm learning something in the world. Like we're both equivalents, right? Like, and in the end I'm getting to know what I can do in the future with this. So I think that's when it really hit me. And I used to listen to a lot of podcasts and all by Gary and all. So it
Right.
really helped me channelize things ke, bro, you're not losing on something, you're not losing time, or you're not you're not in a race against anyone.
Mhm.
You're doing it at your own space. I mean, there's one thing that I don't know where I read it or where I heard this, but it just goes like life. It's not a race, it's a marathon. You take sprints when you have to take sprints. I mean, rather than, going all out and burning yourself out after half a marathon, it's not that. You take sprints when they are necessary. Right now, it's a sprint to learn. Then maybe I'll slow down. I'll take an education. I'll learn some other things, uh, academically, and then maybe take another sprint in a career. So that's what I think, and it's a really good thing. It's very funny that I don't remember where I read this or where I saw this, but it always helps me to keep myself calm. That it's okay. You're not burning out. Just go slow, and go steady and slow. Just keep going. I feel,
Mhm.
rather than just taking sprints and running. Oh my god, bhag gaya, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. It's okay. I think what has to come to you will eventually come to you,
Right.
and just don't lose your focus in the process.
Mhm.
That's what I believe in. And trust me, Adi, I am not someone who's had a lot of experience with life and all. I'm just taking bits and pieces from here and there, what I've read, what I've heard, or
Mhm.
some things that I've come across. So I mean,
Yeah.
anyone who's listening this podcast, I have not achieved something really great in life. I'm just
Mhm.
like y'all. I'm figuring everything. So this is just bits and pieces from everything,
Right.
everywhere that I'm putting together in
Mhm.
words.
No, the
So
only thing
yeah, that is
you
what I
can,
think it is, and it's okay.
yeah. So I was telling that the only reason
Yeah,
why
yeah,
people should listen to this podcast is because Nisarg is very honest and he basically acknowledges that he's feeling something like these. So men, like everyone feels the same
yeah.
thing, even me. But the issue is that we do not acknowledge it and we do not talk to this in public or with a friends or with a family or with anyone. So that's the one thing
Yeah,
I would say
yeah.
that
I mean, it's okay to talk
it's
about
okay,
things.
right?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's having their own set of struggles. Why don't you talk it out? I don't know. Matlab,
Hmm.
see, it's okay to be clueless, I feel, and but when you talk to people, I mean, you'll figure things out. Maybe you'll get to know someone else's opinion rather than keeping it to yourself. Being in a pressure cooker, like, oh my god, this one has done that. But talk to him now. What has he done? How is he doing? How is he dealing with things? Talk to them, and maybe you'll figure out a way. Is what I feel. And it's okay to approach anyone and anybody. I mean, you need them after all. So don't feel ashamed. Don't think what that person will think about you. Just approach them, talk it out. That's what I feel. And yeah, so far so good. It's been
That's good.
amazing.
So,
Yeah,
from the last conversation, you
yeah,
talked about like students or like basically people in the late 20s. They try to they're not clueless. That is like, and they want to like achieve success faster. Maybe by the time they turn 25, they want a successful business, well set, balanced life. So, is this because of the pressure that they get from
yeah,
their parents, or when
yeah.
they compare themselves with social media, or by like like seeing people who are above their time and who have actually achieved? So according to you,
Huh.
like what would be the right one if I had to
Yeah.
between both of
I
them?
mean, yeah. So honestly, I just feel it's how an individual takes it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I decide that no, I want to be successful by 25, I want to have my own business, I want it to thrive and all. So that's really, if I'm passionate about it, it's good. But if I'm thinking about it only because someone else has done it earlier
Mm-hmm.
and it's proven to be successful for them, and if I'm comparing them, कि bro, iska ho gaya, so I have to do it, I have to nail it. While at a certain point, it's not bad. It's okay to, look forward to other people or look up to other people and then uh, go on your path. But equally, it's bad sometimes. Like you have to give yourself some time. It's okay. I mean, there's no deadline. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you're running your own business or if you're doing your own thing, there's no deadline to be successful. I mean, it's eventually gonna come your way. I feel right now, me and you, maybe we don't know what we're doing, but we're just doing it. Like
Mm-hmm.
we'll see how everything turns out to be. And
Even for me, it's like exploring. So I'm still exploring with new things.
yeah,
I'm figuring out new stuff. For example, doing this podcast as well.
yeah,
So obviously, it's out of my
yeah,
comfort zone. I do not like. So just I do not like to speak.
yeah,
I So there are chances where I was very bad at public speaking, and I know that you have been very awesome with it. So you have hosted Kiran,
yeah,
and you have
yeah,
you always I saw that before the day of Kiran, you were there on the street reciting the whole thing again and again. So that's basically getting
yeah,
out of your comfort zone, doing new
yeah,
things, exploring new things, and that's what I think ideal like person like should do at this age and not settle in for like
yeah.
anything. That's basically my take on it.
Yeah, that was a great challenge because earlier I had never done something like it. Like I didn't know. matlab, I had done a couple of classroom events and all,
Right.
but something as big as this was unimaginable. And I don't know. I just felt that I can do it. I just went for it, and everything turned out to be great.
Right.
And that's where I got my push that okay, you can do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that is, super. You don't need a lot of skills to do that. You just have to take a step forward, believe in yourself, and just do it.
Right.
Yeah. So now, when I am asked to give presentations and all, I don't feel nervous. I don't feel anxious. It's good.
Mhm.
I mean, it's okay. And even when I'm asked to speak about something impromptu, I can do it because I don't know. Maybe that event or
Yeah.
those years of my lives gave me that push that you got it, and that's how it's been going till now. And
Great.
yeah, so that's it.
So on this, I had one thing. So how does it work for you? Like you set goals, you achieve them, and then you like feel more confident, or you let things happen on its own. Like for example, you do not set like I want to get on the stage, like and then you like basically go with the flow and see how things happen, and you excel at every
Yeah.
moment. Or do you set goals for a long term and then you work towards it?
Honestly, I don't set goals. I don't set deadlines. I mean, I'm just clueless as anyone who is listening to this podcast. I'm like, I don't know 6 months down the line where am I going to be? What am I going to be doing? Because just like everyone, I have thoughts. It's like maybe you should go for this. You should change
Mhm.
your job, and maybe you should pursue something else, or maybe you should start your own business. There are a lot of thoughts going on right now as well. But um, I mean, it's not bad having too much on your plate, but you know just what to eat, right? I
Right.
mean, you don't have to finish your plate. It's okay. You have small portions of everything of it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe right now I'm doing my job and I know how much I have to do it, how much I have to push myself for it. So I'll do that. And then maybe once that is over, maybe I'll move on to the next thing that's on my plate. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay. Like, it's okay. But the only thing is don't compare yourself. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
really
I agree.
bad. I mean, you don't set someone else's life as the benchmark for you. I mean, you have your own life. I mean, you're supposed to set examples for yourself. And I mean, just because someone is doing something doesn't mean you also have to, and doesn't mean it will work for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's pretty much it. I'm just as clueless as anybody, I feel.
Yeah, I
And
agree on that part. Okay.
yeah,
So the next question, like taking this topic aside, the next question that I had is, if you had a chance to go in future or in past,
yeah.
what would you choose and why?
Hmm. That's a difficult one. Maybe I'll go to the past and change a couple of things that
Okay.
I've done personally, and also, you know, make decisions. I mean, I'm happy where I am right now. It's not that I want to change
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bigger thing or, I want to be somewhere else.
Mhm.
But I would go to the past and change a couple of things rather than going into the future and knowing where I've landed. Because I think the journey will maybe be interesting or maybe it won't be, but
Mhm.
I don't want to know what's coming. I want to change a couple of things that I've done.
Okay.
So yeah, that
So if you're okay, like, you can
I'll
share
go to
one
the
or two,
past anytime.
like one or two decisions that you would like to change or something, like if it's okay for you.
Yeah, so I'll tell you one instance. Maybe I'd like to change the kind of time I've wasted sometimes. There were times when I literally just landed into internships, learned a couple of things because rather than sitting home, I thought an internship would be a better thing. Right now, I see it as I would have done something for my own rather than doing an
Mhm.
internship. I mean, it's great to do an internship. It's great learning uh, during your educational years, but I feel I should have experimented something of my own. Maybe, uh, started something that I like, maybe helped my dad grow his business, or helped him maybe
Mhm.
for 3 months or whatever it is. I am someone, so when we were studying, it was like, digital was growing
Right.
every day in, day out. The digital scene was growing, websites were launching, Amazon, Myntra, everything, fashion was
Mhm.
online. And my dad happens to own a garment workshop. Like, we
Mhm.
manufacture shirts and everything. So if only, I could
Mhm.
sense what is going on in the digital field and help him grow, like, because they don't understand e-commerce as well as we do, right? I mean,
Mhm.
they will understand if you sit with them, you teach them, but
Right.
rather than doing internships, I thought I would have helped him in some way, and maybe
Yeah.
we could have grown our business in a certain way, or at least set something up for later. And I think it would have I would have changed that for sure. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you mentioned that like I think when we were 5 years back and we started college education, digital had no word.
Yeah.
Digital marketing, to be more specific, had no word in the market, and right now it's been like currently booming
Yeah.
as you can see. So the question is, you see a trend,
Yeah.
you see
It's
the
like,
opportunity, and then you like work towards it, and then you basically take that opportunity. Or like there are many people who lose their opportunities, and so why do they lose them? Like for example, even my dad or all the traditional businesses, they had not seen this opportunity or they had never been on this opportunity,
hmm,
and this pandemic had basically hit everyone hard apart from the online businesses and people who were online, people who could take
yeah.
the businesses online. So how important is it to go like take a trend and adapt it, or like you can even have a traditional
So
business which could be working fine?
it could be working fine, no doubt, but there's no harm in trying new things out, right? If you have the bandwidth, like definitely you should. I mean, if not, this pandemic has maybe been a wake up call for a lot of people. Apart from the health issues, apart from making themselves healthy, or doing things to make yourself fit and healthy, there are a lot of things that people have learned. Maybe so these are these small things, like in 6 months of the lockdown, when you had a birthday at your place, maybe someone, you baked a cake, right? Rather than just getting it out from somewhere. When there wasn't a pandemic, you would just go down, get a cake. Yeah, you baked a cake, and wow, that's amazing, right? You baked a cake because someone else is going to cut it in the evening. It's good. It's good. And maybe you learned something. Maybe they'll feel great that you made an effort to do something.
Right.
So that small thing again. And the other thing is, people were home 5-6 months. They've really understood what is important and what is not. I feel that's what the pandemic has taught us, and I hope people do follow. I mean, people like you and me, whatever we've learned in this time, we do follow it for the next coming years, and not just forget everything.
Right.
And it just doesn't go into thin air, is what I really think or hope. And it's never too late. It's never too late to, take a business decision or taking it online or anything. It's completely okay to do things at your own pace. I mean, so I wasn't able to do things back then with my dad or something. I am thinking about things right now, maybe what I can do. And all. I am drafting a plan or a strategy, what can I do? Because in the end, now working into 2.5 years into digital, maybe I know I can handle it, right? I know I can figure my things out. So maybe I figure this one out as well, and maybe we can do something about it. That is what I believe. So there's a lot of questions that you've asked me. I need to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay, go on.
One of them, same thing. If you had to go to the future or go back to the past, what would you have done?
I would basically go into the future and see what are the next biggest things coming up, and I would like come back to the present and work on those. So that basically when the things happen, I could be ahead of time.
You're fully prepared.
Yeah, I'm fully prepared, and I know like what.
Studied finance, you'll fucking go. You studied finance, you'll fucking go see the stock market, what all it is, and you'll just come back and fucking take
to invest, and I'll basically like put my all money there. But that's I am like, so that's basically seeing opportunity and targeting it where it should be. So that's the only thing.
And the other thing is, so I see you exploring a lot. I see you trying out this podcast, taking solo trips, this newfound love for coffee that you have.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a newfound love, but maybe I have got to know about it recently.
Yeah.
So what,
it's a 2-year-old,
keeps you...
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Continue.
So it's a like 2-year-old exploration where, so basically on my every birthday, I do something which I'd never done before. So that's been a rule for the few, like the past years. And so it was 2018 and we had nothing new to do that year. And a day back, I just saw a workshop of latte art competition, which was happening in the city. And I said that I'd never done a latte art workshop and I would just register myself. And I did. So it was something new. I went there and I was basically completely like I can say shocked by what they were doing behind the bar. So once you actually see the process of how they actually make a coffee, and once you know I can say the science and history of it. So there's a lot of science that goes into brewing. Okay, and I am someone who basically has a process, knows what science is, and adds creativity to it. Okay, so basically knowing how to do it and adding your own creativity. And so I started with it. So I first started with instant coffee. I started doing it at home. So people say that you
Yeah.
need all these big machines and everything. But yeah, I feel that you can do it like simply at home. Uh, Obviously, it won't be that great, but yeah, it's a journey, and I'm still in the middle of it. So
That's
I
nice.
can now basically do basic latte arts, but I can make different like 10 or 15 different types of brew using different equipments. I have now invested
Yeah.
into many manual brew equipments, but yeah, it's been a process. And the thing that I love about it is the process of making coffee. So not only the drink, but like the process of doing it every day, and obviously it takes
Yeah.
like a good 15 or 20 minutes of the day, but yeah, like every time you can try out new things. There are ratios, there's the ground size, ground, like the beans that you try, you can basically experiment and form your own recipe, which is obviously unique to everyone in the world. So like the type
Yeah.
of coffee that I can make would be very different from someone else, and no one can copy that. So
Hmm.
that's basically science and art combined together, where I feel my joy of every day. But I'm still not sure like how this will turn up in future or anything. But yeah, it's going great and I'm enjoying the process. So that's about it. And
That's
I'll stick
that's
to it.
great. I never knew
Right.
so much goes into making a cup of
It's
coffee. Like
mhm.
all I did was so we good Jews, like when we want to
Right.
have a coffee, when we try to make it at home or whatever it is,
Yeah.
what we do is
You add
दूध लिया, coffee डाला, sugar
mhm.
डाला, and it was
Right.
just done. That's coffee
Yeah.
for you, right? But
Mhm.
I never knew coffee is such a complex process. Not a complex process,
It's
basically. It
not a
might be
complex
complex,
way.
but
Yeah. So coffee is like very
it's
simple. You have
something
ground
that
coffee, you have water, and you just basically
huh,
mix it. And like if you want to add
oh
milk, you can add milk. But like with this three parts, you can do a million other things. And how you brew it, like first you put water, then you put coffee beans, or first you put coffee beans and then you put water, or is it like immersion blend? It is like
yeah.
like gravity flow of brewing and everything. So there's a
So
million
it's
other things that
experimental. It's
yeah, totally
yeah.
experimental. And like you get different
That's
taste from
great.
each one out of it. And so like I said, like I love this process. Not only obviously drinking coffee is very awesome, and if you have a good cup of coffee, it's basically lights up your whole day. But yeah, this process
Yeah.
basically has my heart more towards it.
That's amazing. I mean,
Hmm.
I have never seen someone so passionate about coffee. I know people who love to have coffee, but I have never seen someone so passionate, about making coffee. So that's really something new for me. And thanks. Now, maybe I'll try to learn some
Yeah.
things about coffee rather than just going for a cup of it. Maybe I'll try to see,
Mhm.
how each coffee is made. Or, I mean, it got me curious about coffee, which is something so ordinary I never thought I'll be curious about. So thanks for that. And I'll
That's
definitely look some things up.
awesome. So, so we talked about pressuring yourself in the 20s. We talked about coffee. We talked about how like you can keep on exploring. The next part that
Yeah.
I want to bring up is social media. So you work in a digital marketing agency, and recently you
Yeah.
must have obviously seen this Netflix documentary, The Social Dilemma. So is
Yeah.
social media controlling
Yeah.
yourself, and how does things happen in social media?
It definitely plays with your mind. It definitely, I'm not going to lie about it. It definitely
Mhm.
plays with your mind because back then, when you wanted something, you just looked it up maybe in a store or something, and then maybe you lost it somewhere in the back of your head. But right now, through social media, anything that you want, you first go and Google it, right?
Right.
And once you go and Google that thing, you're done.
Yeah.
Anywhere you go, any website you visit in the future for like 4 or 5 days, you're going to be bombarded with those products again and again,
Mhm.
which really kind of plays with your psyche, and it keeps, it has, I don't know how to find the word, like, uh, it's a recall that happens every time you see, I mean, it's a small banner that shows up on your website where whatever you're reading and you're like, oh yeah, I saw this, maybe I haven't got it yet. So
Right.
definitely it plays with your psyche, and social media, I think social media has its pros and cons. I feel it
Mhm.
sometimes inspires you looking at other people, what other people are doing, and
Mhm.
with limited resources, what are people trying to achieve. There are so many things one thing can be done, and on the other hand is So that's one way of taking it, looking at people, what they're doing, and maybe, getting inspired. The other thing is comparing. Definitely,
Right.
it has to be comparing. If, someone's doing something, oh, wow, maybe I should also do it.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But you just don't. It's okay. Maybe he's good at it. And obviously, there's social media also comes with cons, like, how people behave sometimes on social media. It's just a platform for anyone and anyone to say anything, like, without even giving a thought. So
Right.
we all know what is going on in this country because of social media. A lot of trials are happening on social media, and people,
Right.
I don't want to get into all that because it's just so bad, negative, and controversial, because maybe the truth will never come out, but people have their own judgments. Like, it's like,
Right. Okay.
I don't
So
know.
the
So
last question.
personally, I love social media. I really love social media. I like exploring. Like, half of the time I'm on Instagram or maybe Twitter in the explore section,
Right.
and just reading about things and watching funny videos and all. So definitely social media has been a big part of our lives, I feel now. And
Right.
this podcast, imagine, do you ever imagine 3 years back or 2 years back that there's something like a podcast? Maybe you've heard of a podcast, but you're like,
Right.
who listens to a
And
podcast?
like,
But
right.
now, whenever you're free, I'm sure you listen to podcasts.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's because of social media. You find new things. I would say one of the biggest advantages is you can basically message anyone, and if you have written a good message, you can expect a good reply from the other person, and that could be anyone from anywhere around the world. So that's the biggest thing which I feel.
You can approach anyone, like,
right,
and learn from them, provided they respond and everything. So that's great, definitely. Okay. Yeah, I agree.
So circling back to the last conversation that we had about pandemic, I wanted to ask you, like, people had realized many things, and it's great that people do not forget it and work towards it. What were your 3 biggest realizations about pandemic?
3 biggest realizations. One of them definitely had to be my fitness. So before the pandemic hit, I am sure if you know me, you knew how healthy I was, how fat I was. Like, not a lot, not quite fat, but I had put on a lot of weight, and I completely neglected it until the pandemic hit. Like, and that's when I realized maybe it's time. Like, I'm getting these. So back then, I didn't know if it's going to be for 6 months or 3 months. But I knew for sure that that's going to be for 2 months. So 2 months, I probably dedicated everything to building myself up, losing weight, getting back the stamina that I had lost. So I used to exercise, I used to eat healthy. So that's one good thing that has turned out for me in this pandemic. And I really hope to carry it on ahead and, not lose it, like, altogether. So I really want to keep going in that direction. I want to stay fit. I want to stay healthy, and I try as much as I could. And right now it's good. Everything happened. I lost weight. I got back to doing a lot of things, so I went for jogs. I cycle now. So in a way, I'm doing things which I had never done before. So that's good.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
And so if you're listening to this and if you want to cycle, you can basically DM Nisarg on his Instagram, and I am sure he would figure out some time Sunday mornings, and we could cycle in the city. And second,
definitely. Sorry.
And the next 2 things, like, this was like fitness was your one part about the realization. What's the second and third realization that you had in this pandemic?
Third realization in this pandemic, it's really important to do things on your own, is what I feel like. So with the maids not coming to your house, and with the burden on your mom, like, because everyone's home, the number of meals have increased, the number of chores have increased. So I happen to work on a campaign, Share the Load, by Ariel, which is all about, you know, taking household responsibility, taking up household responsibility and not putting it on the women. So one thing I also learned is it's really important to treat it as your house as well. You do things on your own, maybe clean your cupboard on your own, maybe do the dishes in the night whenever you're free, and divide, and everything and everyone's going to be happy is the other thing that I realized in the pandemic. And the third thing is definitely food. So while I was dieting and I was eating healthy and all, I found this new love for cooking, which I had earlier, but I never really got time to do that. So I started cooking again on weekends. I used to try new dishes, new Indian food that my mom and my family really loves. So I started cooking that. I started cooking and it was good. Like it feels good, and I'm enjoying it, and people around me like the food as well, so it keeps me going. So that is something. These are the three things that have come out of the pandemic for me.
That's good. Oh, awesome.
You tell me, what are the three things that you learned during this pandemic? Or something new that you started doing?
Which I started doing. So I figured out that you should have time for your passion. Because if you don't have anything which you like how will you pass your good time? And what makes you the most happiest is your passion. So that's one thing. The second thing is having quality relationships. So relationships with your family, friends, or anyone who is close to you. You should have a good relationship. And when we all were busy in our life and we were running after things, we basically neglected that. And when for the first 21 days when everyone was at home, we were basically content creators. We used to dance, we used to create content for everyone's birthday, and I could see myself doing that. I could see my parents doing that. But that was the best 21 days I can say in my entire life, where we three were all at home, and we were cherishing the time that we had at home. I'm not sure when in future we would be able to get such a long time together. The last part was I can say being okay with things not going in the right direction.
Your way.
In what you had basically thought of. So with the start of 2020, I had big plans of doing something, and obviously because of pandemic things did not work out, and they were shifted. But I think that's okay, and everything whatever happens, it happens for the good, and you just need to believe in the process and believe give your 100% in everything, and things will done. That's the only thing which were my top 3 biggest takeaways from this pandemic.
Yeah, that's amazing. I know sometimes it gets annoying when things don't go your way, but it's just how you take it. And to anyone who's listening this, we are just talking it out. So don't think of us like we've achieved so much or we've been through a lot of things. It's just two people having a conversation and aspiring to, get the hang of things and get the being okay with change and everything. So we're not people who've achieved something big.
Right.
We're just talking it out, and maybe we'd love to talk to you as well.
We are the most confused souls, I feel. And we do random things which we don't know what it turns up. So that's the only thing about it. So to end this podcast, I have the quick fire. So in quick file, I'll tell you a word, and you have to basically we have to give a response to it in one word or in a sentence. Okay?
Okay.
Fine. So the first word is family.
Family growth.
Travel.
I'd like to do more of it. I've not traveled a lot, but I think I should start maybe taking or going to places. I don't know. I haven't traveled a lot in my life. So that's something that I really want to pursue, and I really want to give a shot. So,
Success.
I don't know if it's gonna come to me now or later or whenever, but it's coming to me for sure.
Nice. Achievement?
Every small thing, like could be making a perfectly round roti, or it could be nailing a digital presentation or anything. That's everything is an achievement. Where no matter big or small, celebrate it. Have a piece of cake. Tell yourself you've done it, and it's great. Great. Yeah.
Nice. And the last one, passion.
Passion. There's never really a right age to find it, but whenever you do, don't let it go.
Nice. So that's a very, like, you are awesome, and I say that again and again. But yeah, it was a good conversation, very honest one, and basically the type of conversation that we have whenever we are cycling or whenever we are like at a cafe or somewhere. So it was good to have you on the podcast, and thank you so much. Ed. I'll be linking Nisarg's account, Instagram and LinkedIn account in the description. So if you need anything or if you want to talk to him, you can go on that account, and I'm sure you would have a good conversation and an honest one with him, and a very insightful one.
Definitely. Thanks, Adi, for having me. This is something new that I've done. And I was really excited. I know we had to push this a lot. I think 2 weeks we had to push this, and I'm really sorry about that. But it was amazing. I really had a good time, and this is something new that I've done. And definitely, I'm looking forward to hearing this again.